Here with Rajiv Maragh at the championship meet at Gulfstream Park. Welcome, Rajiv. Appreciate you making time for us.
Thanks for having me, Eddie.
And, you know, last time we spoke at Belmont Park, at Saratoga for the Belmont Stakes, you were doing other things other than riding, and now you're back to being a jockey and not only riding again, but you're winning. Talk us through that whole process. What happened?
Well, first of all, there's nothing that could quite emulate being in that winner's circle. I mean, just riding races and the enjoyment and fun of that. It just never feels like work. You just feel like you're doing what you love to do. So I definitely was missing that. And over the summer, the last time we spoke, it's seemingly like it didn't seem like riding was on the agenda, right? And I ended up in Saratoga this summer with Fox, analyzing the races and being an on-air talent, and I just got re-inspired from that. There was two things that really stood out to me that got my juices flowing to get back in the saddle. The first thing is, it kind of brought me back to my childhood of remembering why I wanted to be a jockey in the first place. And what really inspired me was watching my family, my dad, my uncles ride in Jamaica, and then watching the legends of the sports overseas, the Pincays and the Corderos, Johnny Velasquez, Jerry Bailey. When I was a kid growing up, those guys just really, I wanted to be that. That's what I wanted to be. And when I was in Saratoga, I saw that I was close to being there, right? I won a lot of big races over the years. I was close to living my dream, and I missed that. The void of becoming one of the legends of the sport is something that I think that if I commit to, I can do it. And that has really re-inspired me to get back in the saddle.
Well, let's talk about that. The commitment. It took a lot for you to go from being an on-air talent at Fox and being away from riding for a couple of years to get back to being fit riding again. Walk us through that whole process.
Well, in September, when I brought this to the table with my wife, Angie, and we talked about, I told her I was interested to go back to riding. What does she think? I was 140 pounds at the time. And the supportive person that she said, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. And I had to really dig deep, because being 140 pounds, being inactive athletically for 3 years really takes a lot to turn around. And I had to put a plan in place. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to lose over 25 pounds overnight. And I had to think about sustainability, right? So I changed up my lifestyle, my eating habits, training, and gradually started layering down to where I'm at now, both weight-wise and fitness-wise.
Your cousin Romero's obviously become a very accomplished rider himself, and now you got your younger brother Christian, who's a bug boy up at Tampa, having some pretty good success. Tell us how, is there a little rivalry going on now within the family now that you're back riding?
These guys have really inspired me, both Romero and Christian. To see Romero's growth in as a jockey in the industry, his commitment to his craft. I look at him and I thought about myself at his age, and I said, if I ever had his work ethic and commitment, I would be the greatest jockey in the world.
I remember Romero when he was a bug boy here before his injury, and he was having a great year. I mean, he was opening eyes and winning big races. I actually think he was close to being the leading jockey before the injury, wasn't he?
Yes, he actually won the first 2 times on maximum security as an apprentice, which, and he was really on fire. He has all the tools to be a top rider, and I'm sure he's going to be a top rider because he doesn't just have the ability. His work ethic, like I said, and his demeanor, he's so humble. He listens to everyone around him, and that's what is making him grow. And like I said, what's really inspired me about him is his commitment and his dedication. And that's made me look at being a jockey differently. And for my brother Christian, it's the same thing. He's inspired me in a different way. Christian, we're 18 years apart. When he was a little kid, when I won my 5th race, he was a baby in my mom's arm. The security let him in at Gulfstream with my mom to take the win picture, and they said, let in Rajiv's wife and kid. They thought he was my child, and my mom was my wife. So it was my mom and my baby brother. And throughout the years, I was traveling, and he was a little kid watching me ride. He used to go to school, run home from school. The first thing he did, gets off the bus, rides the Equicizer in the garage. That was every single day. He had that passion. He's 5'8". Last year, he was 170 pounds. He's lost 60 pounds to be a jockey.
Wow.
So that dedication and that commitment, those guys, when I'm not riding and I see that, they make me feel like I'm wasting my talent as a jockey. Because if I put in the work that they put in, there's no telling how good I can be and how good they're gonna be, right? So they have both like inspired me, and I feel like as far as competition goes, we talk about this like when we're in a race against each other, we're opponents, right? Because we love competition. But we're very supportive of each other. So in a race, we look at it like when we're playing video games. I make my brother Christian throw the controller into the wall all the time because I mash him up in all the video games. And Romero, I crush them, and they get, angry, right? Because I'm the best against those guys.
That's great.
So that's like the races.
So let's talk about you came back to riding. Was it a challenge to maybe get back to some of the relationships you had in the past with some of the trainers and owners, or were they very supportive and accepting of you?
It was a humbling experience. Really took me off my high horse. I looked at it when I was coming in like I thought I had a reputation of a guy that's won a lot of major races, and when you're a 4-time Breeders' Cup winner and all those things, you think that people are gonna perceive you like that. And when I came back, it was very humbling. I felt like there was the top jockeys, then there was the 2nd-tier jockeys, there was the 3rd-tier jockeys, and then there was me.
Wow.
That's how I was perceived, and but it was good. It's good to be humbled because that inspired me to actually do better. It's the best thing that ever happened to me, because if I came in and I felt like I'm just gonna get the opportunities, I might not put in that dedication that I've put in.
Sure.
So it actually was a really good thing, and it's made me like work harder and want to prove myself, because I have to. Nobody's just coming to me.
Yeah, you almost have to start. You're starting all over again, right?
There was only a couple of people that actually gave me opportunity. My family. They gave, my dad and my uncles, they gave me a chance to ride horses, and a few trainers, Rob Falcone Jr., he gave me opportunities, and I looked at that as I need to prove myself. I need to work really hard, and I need to ride better. And it's really was a good thing, because it made me have to dig deep and really assess my value as a jockey. What can I bring to the table for owners and trainers, and not just feel like there's a word on my mind that I'm trying to think that fits that. Like, I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But it's like you expect that you're just gonna get it easy, and it's not the case.
Sure. Well, let's just a couple more questions for you. One is there an opportunity? Have you ridden a horse, a 3-year-old, that maybe you see something special out of that we might be able to see in some of the Holy Bull or Fountain of Youth moving forward, and perhaps a Derby horse that you've been on?
I've worked a few horses that I think have some real talent, and they haven't raced as yet. And I hope I get the opportunity to ride them. So let's see what happens. Right now it's been really difficult to secure the top mounts, but I feel like it's trending upwards. And I'm very happy with my performance so far. I feel like 75% of the races I've ridden really good. 15% I've ridden okay, and 10% I've ridden bad. And I just want to work on getting to 100% amazing. And I feel like once I do that, I'm gonna get more opportunities to show what I think is what I can bring to the table.
Well,
as a jockey.
you're a top flight jockey. You've been at the top of the game. I'm not questioning whether you're going to get there. Again, it's when you get there, and we're hoping that it's going to be very soon for you. Just real quickly, let's talk about some of your off-the-track businesses that you started when you left the game, and the excitement of what's moving forward.
Well, the one thing that fascinates me outside of horse racing is how we can utilize technology to really streamline inefficiencies in the world. And coming from the horse racing as my background, I feel like there's so much opportunities for us to make our sport better. And when I stepped away from horse racing, the first thing I did was founded an e-commerce franchise called Road Jockey, which what we do is we power entrepreneurs in the Caribbean to have a turnkey e-commerce solution. That's what Road Jockey does. When we did that, it opened up a lot of doors for us in the technology field. Road Jockey, we knew that we needed the software, the infrastructure to power it, and it wasn't feasible to license it from someone that already had it, like a DoorDash or a Uber Eats. So we had to build it ourselves. At that point, it opened the opportunity to create Cyber Jockey. Cyber Jockey is a consulting firm that specializes in tech development, right? So at Cyber Jockey, our first opportunity was to build the Road Jockey platform. Now, Cyber Jockey has grown into a firm that services 4 different industries. So we're, e-commerce, we're doing horse racing, and we're doing other industries as well.
Can you touch on what you're doing with the horses regarding the exercising and the opportunities that are there for trainers and owners and even jockeys?
Yeah, so 4 months ago, Pardat Lutchman, who is a trainer at Gulfstream Park, he's an owner trainer. He came to us at Cyber Jockey and said, look, I've had this idea for 8 years. As an owner trainer, I have a lot of challenges tracking my horses' training, getting actual real data to assess my horses' training and performance. He was tired of the eye and feel test, because sometimes the eye test, looking at your horse in the dark going by, it's hard for you to assess. And then the feelings part of it is that you have to determine when the rider that goes on him is telling you, yeah, he feels good. How did he go? Did you have more horse left? There's just so many of emotions being used to assess instead of actual real data. So he came to us, he said, I wanted to build a system that we can get real data to compare. And then that's how MetaStride was founded. So MetaStride is actually in beta testing There's over 50 horses in Gulfstream Park right now, which are on MetaStride. And so what it does is it's a platform that stakeholders can go and assess real accurate data from horses training and performance in the mornings to determine course of action.
So what it is, it's kind of like a chip that the jockey carries with them, or you can put it in the saddle cloth, and it's going to monitor the horse's exertion, which can tell you how it's doing, and also maybe even be a prelude to, hey, maybe this horse is injured, so maybe we can back off and check the horse.
Yeah, and I like that word. There's safety not only for the horses but also for the jockeys as well, right? Which is a big focal point for us at MetaStride. So what the actual chip is, it's a GPS chip. It could fit in the palm of your hands. It's not invasive, so you can strap it onto. I can strap it onto my wrist as like almost like just like a watch and a band, or I'll just stick it in my pocket. Most trainers, they just attach it to the girth of the horse. You don't even know it's there, and it captures the location and the speed that the horse goes. So training and performance, and in less than 30 seconds after training, it's uploaded right to an app. And you go in the app and you can track your horse and compare data points.
Okay, so real quick, Rajiv, because this race is getting ready to go off, is there a place, or maybe you can just give people your Twitter handle or something to where they can keep up with this other exciting business that you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a MetaStride. We're gonna launch in a few weeks, so we're in beta testing. So there's not really anything out there so far, but you can always follow me on X at Rajiv Maragh, or I believe that's my handle, or Rajiv_Maragh. I mean, I'm not even sure, but there'll be more coming out once we launch this product.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck with that, and
thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be hearing more great, exciting things about it. And the best part is, it's great to see you in the winner's circle again, Rajiv.
Nothing feels better than that winner's circle, I tell you that.
Well, us at Pass the Wire appreciate your time, and we'll be rooting you on with a lot of success.
Thank you.
All right, Rajiv, take care.